on these metal type roofs that have been coated and been maybe 15 to 30 years old, generally there's a few places you want to really look closely for leak areas, and right here is one particular area that I want to show you something to watch for. Is rust areas. If you can get a good shot of an area like this right here, you can see that rust coming through the coating. Typically along the edge or the eave edge of this roof, there's a lot of moisture. You can see there's water in the gutter. Sometimes the gutters don't properly drain, and you'll get some residual moisture up here, and even underneath the bottom side of this panel. So you can oftentimes completely push through this panel. We're going to go out the edge of this roof and see if we can find a place that's actually perforated that you can't hardly tell. But you want to look for areas like this that are kind of rusted, and this type of situation have a little center to them, and look at those. Let's go out through here and see if we can find an area that may, let's go this way, may be rusted or compromised. I'm not sure that right here's another area that you can see, and sometimes these areas will be completely rusted through. That's the kind of thing you want to look for on these metal roofs at the edges. There again, I'll caution you guys watching to stay off the metal ribs, stay in the flats. You got these kinks here, and we've already seen on previous video what they can do, what kind of problems that can cause for you. I'm looking here for some more rusted places along this edge. I don't really see any. Let's move up to a seam though, and we'll look at one of these seams up here. Horizontal laps of the panels. Yeah, you can see the problems with the this mesh, and also here, this mesh has actually not been properly coated, so you got some exposure here, and you know, it's better not to even have anything. If you're going to create a dam, you're better off not even have anything on it at all, because the dam's going to be a lot worse to deal with than just the bare metal. Anyway, areas like this sometimes can be compromised, and you can actually push through some of those areas in some circumstances on some roofs. What happens is these roofs can tend to actually rust from the bottom up in some cases, and you can have some perforations, and generally you're going to see the perforations occurring, or the holes in the roof, along these lines in the panels, and those are the places. I have had roofs that you couldn't even hardly see a hole in the roof, but yet it was leaking, and then you could run a screwdriver or an object up through here like this, and actually every once in a while punch through the metal. So it can be very hard to detect, and actually hard to identify sometimes. Like we've talked about on some of the other videos, you see the problem with the fabric and the sealant. It's very important, if you use this type of product, that you are very careful that the application, and you put enough sealant over the scrim to encapsulate it and keep it from causing fish mouths and things like this. That way you're going to get a good overall roof situation. I'm not saying that the coatings can't work. I'm saying that it's very difficult to get them to work in some circumstances. There are good coatings out there, but they have to be properly applied, and you have to take very lot of caution to keep them, to make sure that the system that you get is properly applied and is going to work for you for a long period of time.